Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to South Pass Wellness. I'm Althea, and thanks for joining me in what is a great representation of my life, right? We got stuff all over. We probably should have cleaned, but honestly, what do? You do what you can until you do what you want. You do what you need to do until you can do what it is that you truly need. Let's get this closed. So, here we are getting ready to make our emotional wellness journey, our road trip to wholeness through South Pass Wellness. I hope all of you got your binders. I got mine ready to go. I have my cup of my favorite pens, markers, and highlighters because, you need everything when you're getting ready to do something, right? That's what keeps us from where we're at. That's what keeps us from doing what we need to do. Here's what we're going to do. Now, in my first page, I've written some stuff out. I'm going to show it to you. All right. You can kind of get the gist of it, okay? But I'm going to go over it with you. I'll leave it out here so that I can constantly make reference to it. All right. Got my little cup of goodness so that we can also visit over that because that's where it needs to be. All right. So here's what we're going to do. The reason why I'm starting this in the camper is because, number one, it is a great metaphor for a lot of things that go on in our life. A lot of things that happen in our life that literally we don't even pay attention to until it's too late, right? So this is what it's all about, is getting into and using the universal law of definite purpose. This isn't going to be like the other journeys because we really want to get this wholeness down. So in a camper, when you're traveling down the road, it's very good to secure everything. But until you actually travel down the road, you don't know what is secure until you open up the door and you say, oh, that's a mess. Or you're like, you know what? Everything is fine. And you start using stuff and then pretty soon you're like, what is all this dust? Right? We never pay attention to things like that until it's too late or it really interferes with us. We're going to stop that. I want you to get out of the highway of hypnosis. I want you to wake up from your emotional numbness that has been kind of getting you through until now. Now, I want you to know that during this journey, it's going to be interesting, it's going to be fun, and it will be exactly what you make it to be. Earl Nightingale taught us that we become what we think about. Now, there's been a few other people that have elaborated on that term, and you can pick your favorite. Napoleon Hill instructed us to think and grow rich, not in only money, but in character, service, self-discipline. How good are you at any of those? I'm not very good at all. All of them. President John F. Kennedy, he challenged the nation, right? He told us to embrace our physical strength, that it was a matter of civic duty and national vitality. How important is physical strength? And then, all of those, they knew that success, fulfillment, and strength begins with the spirit and mind. And that discipline action aligns us with the purpose, hence the law of definite purpose, of how we can actually get our divine potential to work for us, to get it to start working with us, right? So the one thing that they were, all of them got their information from one in particular guy, and he's pretty famous. Everybody's pretty familiar with him. And he actually gave us the very first starting point of all of this, the key to everything, the key strategy to everything. And it's found in Matthew 6, chapter 6, verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Now, I may have messed that up a little bit, but you get the gist of it, and you can look it up for yourself. This is the strategy because, Jesus teaches us to align with heaven first. Nightingale teaches us to think with vision. Napoleon Hill teaches us to act in faith. And JFK wants us to train in our strength. So we're going to be working in 4 areas in this particular thing. So you see my little box here. I have in there, and this will be how my page is set up. You can set yours up however you want. But I have a spiritual focus, I have a mental shift, I have an emotional practice, I have a physical commitment, which allows me to have heaven, vision, faith, and strength. So we're building on those 4 areas for this road trip of wholeness through South Pass Wellness. I want to be able to point out that we keep track of a lot of different things, right? Okay. So in my camper, I have a little notebook that I keep track of everything that's here, right? And I keep track of it so that I know when we need to replace stuff. And I mean, honestly, there's quite a few things that I need to know about the camper that, like, if something should happen, then I can also help take care of it, not just rely on everybody else. But yet, I've had an ongoing journal. I guess that could be considered the same thing as this. But now I'm going to get a little more precise in it. It's going to be a little more strategically done. And the reason why is because I'm getting out of that highway of hypnosis. There's been a lot of things in my life, and one pattern in particular that I had noticed. In fact, it was brought again to my attention yesterday. After I made the video, I was having a conversation. And the person that I was engaged in the conversation, they were like, I'm so sorry that I don't do. And I'm like, I don't want you to apologize for that because you're doing it exactly when you need it to. And I mean, honestly, like, we do that, right? We know we need to do stuff. We don't do it till we're ready. However, in comforting this person about, like, don't beat yourself up, then guess what I do? I do the same thing. I was like, oh, I should call this person. Oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. Why can't I just do this? If I would have started 2 weeks ago, I would have got it done. And I'm going to stop that. Now, there was a song by Garth Brooks, I think. It was called We Bury the Hatchet But Leave the Handle Sticking Out. It's very, very true. How many of us do that? We say we're not going to do that again, and yet we run right back over there at the first sign of trouble, the first any attempt of anything that goes wrong, and we grab it and we start using it for whatever, right? I don't want to do that anymore. So, in my mental shift box, I'm going to be writing down exactly that. Bury the hatchet and leave it. Bury the complete hatchet. That's what I'm going to say. Bury the complete hatchet. All right. Now, my spiritual focus is, I take it literal, and I've taken it literal. Like the whole thing, seek ye the kingdom of God first. I started taking that literal, I don't know, about 4 years ago. Now, probably not to the extent that some people would take it, okay? My take on that is I just read my scriptures first thing in the morning. That's what I do. I wake up, do my little bathroom thing, and then I go in and I read my scriptures. I read 1 chapter. And I do that continuously. So when I'm done with it, I start right back over and go through the process again. And that has just been one thing that I've attempted to make that literal. Seeking ye first, first thing I do. And so that part is going to be a little bit different for everybody. Now, one of the things that we recently got instructed to do was to give equal time to the Lord. I was like, ugh, how do I do that, right? Because I'm a human, I got to complicate everything. So I'm going to start where I am. I am going to read my chapter in the morning. That's where I'm going to start. I have now picked up a book that is called The Ideal Living of Christ. Oh, I don't remember the title. I'll get the title for you. And in there, I have gotten another tablet that I am going to journal questions in that that I've picked out that I thought would help me spiritually grow. And so I'll be doing that. I'll let you know how that progress goes. Blah, blah, blah. All right. My emotional practice. Now, this one is, it's been fairly easy just because I'm certified in the emotion code. Like when I start having particular issues, I can just go right to the emotion code and start working on it, right? And most of the time I stay on top of it. But I, like any human, start drifting off and running away or getting distracted or whatever it is. And so if you can go to a thrift store, bookstore, whatever, and get this book, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Carol Trueman. In the back of the book, she gives like some physical manifestations and then the emotional causes with them. So I wanted to, in looking through this, numbness, not expressing love, not expressing consideration. Interesting, right? And a lot of us are like, we just get into the routine. Oh, it's just the routine. Oh, it's just the routine. Okay, here's a mantra that I'm going to do whenever I start feeling like, it's just a routine. I am the steward of my energy and choices. I am the steward of my energy and choices. I am the steward of my energy and choices. I'm going to get refocused, and I'm going to use that mantra a lot this week because I want to be able to start going and getting things done. The next thing, the last thing on this particular page is going to be the physical commitment. Now, honestly, like you've seen the products that I have used and that I am using, right? And what is the deal with the physical commitment? Why can't we seem to just get that? Why can't we just do it for a week or two? And why do we lack discipline? Well, honestly, it's because we let everything else take over and we think our priority isn't a priority at all. And the truth is that if it was that important, we would do it. We make time for other stuff. We find money to buy what we want. We, call who we want to. We do what we need to. And that's, it doesn't make us bad people. It makes us people that we actually do know how to prioritize. It's just that because of our lack of discipline or lack of desire or lack of want to, or I don't want to do that, so I'm going to let everything else distract me. That is where it's at. So with my physical commitment, I am going to stay on my drops. My husband and I, he come home yesterday and he's like, woman. I'm like, yes, husband. He says, we need to start getting up earlier in the morning. I'm like, you know what? You're right. We do. It's starting to get summer. It's, we're getting new energy, all this kind of stuff, and we need to start getting up early. So we have decided we're going to start waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, we used to do this all the time, and then stuff happened. So we're not going to let that get in our way anymore. We are going to commit to that. We're waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday. Now, on the weekends, we've got other plans and different things like that, and we will wake up accordingly. But for 5 days a week, we are going to be disciplined about getting up at 5 a.m. We are going to go to the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are going downstairs. We're hitting the treadmill. We're doing some stretches and everything like that. Now, that is just what we do together. However, I need to commit a little bit more because I want to see a little bit better results than what I have been giving myself. So this first week, for the rest of this week, it's Tuesday today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am going to stretch because number one, my flexibility has kind of went out the window and I need to be able to get it back. So after this video is done, after I get it uploaded, I will be getting in and stretching. What are you going to be doing? How are you setting up your 4 areas? Because honestly, again, this isn't going to be your usual, like, think about where you've been. You got to think about where you've been so you can know where you already know where you're at. And that's why you're here. We already know how we've gotten to this point. Does it matter anymore? Some people would say yes. But here's what I'm going to say. When we do the emotion code with somebody, and we start releasing the trapped emotions, say we release the trapped emotion of anxiety. They're like, is that going to come back? That particular anxiety emotion? No. But you can get more. You can allow yourself to keep going down that road and get more. That's why we bury the hatchet, not the handle, right? Because as soon as something happens, we run and grab that handle and away we go. If you really want to make a change, you're going to start today. Doesn't matter what's happened in the past. We will deal with it as it comes up through this journey. But for now, we're stopping. We're looking. We're assessing. We're doing. We're writing it down. And here is where we begin. Here is where we begin. So, here is the very first day. The law of definite purpose. We're getting out of the highway of hypnosis. We're waking up from our emotional numbness. I am the steward of my energy and my choices. And I will say that as loud and proud and as many times as I need to get through today. And then I'm going to read my book. I'm going to journal my questions. I am going to completely bury the hatchet. I am going to use the emotion code as it comes up to explore why and what is keeping me from progressing forward. Physical commitment, I'm going to be stretching. So now I'm going to go put on my red aspen nails. I'm going to go take my slender eyes, and we're going to get this video uploaded so that you can get started too. Tell me what you're committing to. Tell me your commitment. What do you want to do today? What is one thing that you want to be able to put in your physical commitment box today that you're going to do for the rest of the week? I look forward to hearing it. And also, we will see you on Thursday for the check-in.